All right, good afternoon, Belmont Bears. I am sitting outside today. It is so sunny and shiny and all those things. I'm trying to sit in the shade because otherwise the video quality is not very great. But anyway, we are enjoying the weather out here and loving how sunny it is. I hope you guys are getting outside and doing some things to just get some fresh air and, stay healthy during this time. I know Winston, I'll show you Winston. Winston's enjoying sunning on the deck. So anyway, we're all loving it. Yesterday we left off where Louisiana and Granny were in the motel. They had secured a room, and Louisiana was looking through the palm tree curtains and just kind of thinking about how she wished that things were different than how they were at the moment. I also showed you my jots yesterday. I know I was wanting to make sure you knew what your jot should sort of look like, but I wanted to show you like how I have mine in my book. Obviously you don't have the book with you, but you might have a journal or something. If you have sticky notes, you could be sticking them inside of your journal. If you don't have sticky notes, that's fine. You can just use a journal where you keep them all together. I'm trying to keep all of my jots in here so that when I have a new idea, I can go back and look at those and build on those, okay? So, you guys ready for chapter 9? Here it comes. It's a good one. I waited until Granny was asleep and snoring, and then I went outside. It was late afternoon and everything was quiet. I stood and looked at our car. Granny had the keys under her pillow, and the pillow was, of course, under her head. But I was wily, and I believed that I was wily enough that I could steal the keys and steal the car and drive back to Florida. Okay, I'm going to stop right there for a second. We talked about that word wily. And we talked about that meant that you were very clever and cunning, and that you could sort of come up with a solution to any problem, right? So I think right now, Louisiana's feeling like she's wily enough to come up with a solution and be able to take herself all the way back to Florida. Like, how do you think that would go? Would she be safe? Would she regret it, just knowing the way that Louisiana is? Like, just kind of think about, like, what's going to happen if she tries to do that on her own. Okay, here we go. However, I didn't know what direction Florida was. Well, it was south, of course, but how was I supposed to know which way was south? How could you possibly tell which way was south when there were so many directions in the world? Northeast, southwest. People can point and study maps and say the words south and east and look very knowledgeable when they say them, but directions have always confused me. And there was also the fact that I didn't have any money for gas or food. And then, too, how could I leave Granny alone in a motel room with no teeth and no car? It seemed cruel. I was thinking about all of this when someone whistled, and the crow, that same crow, went flying past me in a burst of shiny feathers. He was so close that I could feel the air he pushed aside. I looked up, and lo and behold, what did I see? A boy, standing on the roof of the Good Night Sleep Tight. And the crow was sitting right on the boy's shoulder. "Hey," said the boy. He was barefoot. He had on blue shorts and a white t-shirt, and his hair was cut so close to his head that it was bristly and shone in the light. "Hello," I said back. "You know that vending machine in the office?" "Yes," I said. "I seen you staring at it earlier." "So?" "So, I can get you any old thing you want out of that machine. Anything at all. All you got to do is name it." Well, my heart soared up high in my chest at those words. I saw the vending machine as if it were right in front of me. It glowed with all of its special objects: ballpoint pens, cheese-filled crackers, candy bars, rain bonnets, each one of them giving off its own special light. "My goodness," I said to him. "Anything you want," he smiled. He looked like a pirate, standing up there with the crow on his shoulder. And then Bernice came out of the motel office with a broom in her hand and the curler still in her hair. "How many times do I have to tell you?" she shouted, waving the broom around. "Get off my roof! Get off it!" Bernice jabbed the broom at the roof. She jumped up and down. "Get out of here," said Bernice, "and I mean it." "I'll see you later," said the boy, looking right at me. "Go on, Clarence." The bird, Clarence, took off flying. The boy went running across the roof and grabbed hold of the branch of a big live oak tree that was next to the Goodnight Sleep Tight, and then he was gone too. Don't believe a word he says, said Bernice, turning to me. But it was too late. I believed him entirely. I believed everything about him. I couldn't wait to make my selections from the vending machine. And then two things struck me at once. The first was that I knew the bird's name, but I did not know the boy's. The second thing that occurred to me was that I felt hopeful. Yes, for the first time since we had crossed over the Florida-Georgia state line, I, Louisiana Elefante, was filled with hope. Okay, that is the end of chapter 9. We're on chapter 10. Wow, that was an eventful chapter. We've added a new character. We've met someone new. And so today I want you to think about, you don't hardly know anything about this new character. We don't even know his name, right? But I want you to think about so far, what's your first impression of him? What do you feel like he's going to be like? He's sitting on top of the motel roof. He's barefoot. He's offering her things from the vending machine. And then the motel desk clerk, Bernice, comes running out and tells him to get off of her roof. And she's told him that many times. So it seems like this is something that he does a lot. So what word might you use to describe the boy, even though we don't know his name? What do you think about him? Okay, so try to jot that today. Don't forget to share your jots on the Flipgrid that I'm posting the link below this video and in Dojo. Just type in your first name with a capital letter when you get to Flipgrid and you should be able to record yourself sharing your jot. Okay? I hope you guys enjoyed chapter 9 and I will see you here tomorrow for chapter 10. Woohoo! Almost made it through 10 chapters. Awesome. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day and enjoy the sunniness. Get outside, take a walk, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, Belmont family.